It's not a plan, it's a placeholder. The wealth exists on paper until it doesn't. If you built a net worth between $5 and $15 million, you're sitting in what I consider to be the estate planning danger zone. As an estate planning attorney with over 15 years, having founded and operated my own trust and estates practice, and also being licensed in all 50 states as an insurance advisor, I've literally written the book, or actually several books, on using life insurance as wealth infrastructure. And I'm going to tell you something that your current advisors are probably not sharing with you. If you built a net worth between $5 and $15 million, you're sitting in what I consider to be the estate planning danger zone. So you're wealthy enough to have serious distribution or liquidity problems at death, and we're talking potential exposure in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you're not wealthy enough so that your advisors have proactively sprung into action to build you anything more sophisticated than a revocable trust, possibly, and a term policy if you're lucky. So it's not a plan, it's a placeholder. Let me explain. So most business owners I talk to have the bulk of their wealth locked in an operating company or in real estate, which is illiquid, concentrated, and if not dealt with in some kind of entity, then completely exposed. It could be also a business that's illiquid due to inventory, fixtures, lots of equipment, accounts receivable. So here's the point. When something goes wrong, a lawsuit, forced buyout, bad year, then there's no reservoir to draw from, right? The wealth exists on paper until it doesn't. So worse yet, most small business owners haven't implemented a business succession plan yet, if they have one. So this means one could have been talked about, but what I mean is there's no legal or funding mechanism to make sure it happens. And so here's what kills me. The tools to fix the exposure problems that I'm talking about have existed for hundreds of years. These are not exotic strategies. They aren't the snazzy ones that you're going to find in a search on the internet. They're not offshore. They're just typically underexplained. Okay, so for example, early in my practice, I watched a few clients lose big amounts of their inheritances due to probate costs, and many people endured hardship that a single properly structured policy could have covered. And yet I had never thought about this kind of a discussion to bring up to clients. For larger estates, the risk looms even more because of the threat of estate taxes and the idea of needing to come up with a large amount of cash within 9 months of the date of death, due and payable. And these experiences changed how I looked at estate planning permanently and led me in this direction. So what I teach today is using a dividend-paying whole life insurance product properly designed for high cash value, not strictly as a death benefit, but as a private financing system and transfer vehicle baked into your estate plan from the ground up. And so this creates liquidity during lifetime and at death, asset protection, and a tax-advantaged legacy layer that coordinates with your existing legal structures. So most clients see the math, they immediately understand why their CPA maybe never mentioned it. And it probably is because it doesn't generate a billable amount of complexity for them, given the focus that they're embroiled in at the time. So if you want to see whether this actually fits your situation, you can book a 15-minute IBC Fit call with me. I'll screen share your illustration, show you exactly how the numbers work. No pitch, just math. I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you. This is not a plan, it's really a product. The most dangerous credential in your advisor's office isn't a bad one, it's the CFP hanging on the wall. It can grow without market correlation, and it can move wealth to the next generation without triggering probate or estate tax. It's something that notable families like the Rockefellers put in place very strategically.